absolute boyfriend. It is an old shoujo beat manga written by and the art by Yu Watase. Why did I pick it up? Well, as you can see, all of them are freaking $4.99 at my local used bookstore, and all of it was there at once. So I said, why not? Let me get a classic manga and see what it's about. And oh my god, is it good? And also a manga of its time. Very annoying. So I'm gonna give a spoiler-free review first and then go into spoilers. Do I like this manga? Yes, I do. It's about a girl named Riko Izawa who's 16 and confesses to a boy that she likes him, and automatically he's like, I already like somebody else. So automatically rejected. She's distraught about, I really want a boyfriend, seeing all these couples. She's down in the dumps when she's walking around in the park and finds a phone on the floor. The owner of said phone, Gaku, is trying to find it, and he's a salesman. She meets up with him and he's like, I should give you an award for bringing this back to me. Thank you so much. What can I give you out of the catalog that my company stores? Which majority of the things he says is akin to snake oil. So she's like, yeah, I'm good. If you can't get me, say, a boyfriend, I don't want anything that you got. And he was like, bet, I got you, girl. And this is how you know this manga is old, because he's like, take this CD-ROM and put it in your computer to get to our exclusive website and make your boyfriend there. I'm like, oh my god. So she goes on this website, and what they're offering is a glorified sex toy. And she's like, you know what? Let's just play around with it. She forgets about it, orders it, and then it comes in the mail in a big old box, and there's a boy inside. So she's trying to figure out what the heck is going on. It was actually real. This is an actual person inside here. She turns on the robot by kissing him and names him Knight, because she's not that creative at all. So throughout the free trial she gets, which is 3 days, she comes to find out if she wants to keep him or not. And she's like, yeah, he's great. But comes to the realization, I can't keep a robot in my house. What if my parents come back from their work trip, or my next door neighbor, which is my childhood best friend, comes over? Like, that's not going to work out for me. So she's like, I am ultimately going to give him up. And Gaku comes back and is like, well, you're late by a couple of minutes. It was, yes, 3 days, but exact time frame. You had a full 72 hours when it got delivered, and that's up. Hand me $1 million. And then he starts talking about the payment plans, and he's like, 300 in 3 days. And I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad price, because I did the math. It's about $300 over 50 years. I'm like, okay, that's like 300 a week. Get yourself a side hustle, girl, and keep it going for the best boyfriend ever. That's cheap. It's cheap as heck. But Gaku, being the also ever nice guy that he is, gives her a different way to pay. Data. Knight is the prototype to all of the robots that they are making. So if he collects more data so they can make a 2.0 version, they'll give her Knight for free. And she's like, bet, because I ain't got $1 million, which understandable, right? So the rest of the manga is them going through just comeuppance and hoodwinks, and it's good. I like the first volume, and I think this manga could have just been a one-shot, for real. Like, everything that you get in the first volume, we could have been done right there, and that would have been it, because of that goddamn ending. Oh my god, I love the manga as I'm reading it. It's giving me, like, what does it mean to be falling in love? Do you really need somebody in your life? It is still mature in what we're going through, because they're talking about sex. They're talking about like hostess clubs and what are your boundaries, and they keep those boundaries, and it stays in the realm of a 16-year-old having to deal with that. And I like that. I like this manga a lot. What does it mean to fall in love with a robot? Can you fall in love with a robot? It's great. And then the ending. This did not need to be 6 volumes long. Now, this day and age, 6 volumes is mad short, because mangas and animes now, we're getting multiple 20, 30. That's how long they be in now. So technically, this is very, very short, but it could have been shorter. It really could have just been a one shot with how that ending occurred, and that really irked me for how all the stuff we went throughout this whole entire manga. It could have just been that, and that's it. Now, that was my spoiler-free review. Here are spoilers, right? Our girl Riko goes through the trials and tribulations of these 6 volumes about Knight's humanity. Does he truly love her, or is because she programmed him that way? The back and forth of them not dating, her best friend being a goddamn snake, which is a number one thing that happens in these old freaking animes. I don't know why every manga back in the day was like, your friend is really not your friend. She hates your guts, homie. And the childhood best friend, Soshi, being like, I like her, but I don't want her to know I like her, but you've had all the time in the world to tell her, bro. Then you want to be mad and upset and there's a new man around. Like, my god. All the way to the end just to get with Soshi anyway. I went through all of that, falling in love with Knight, just like Riko was, just to be like, yeah,
Just get with your childhood best friend. And I love the childhood best friend trope. I love it in K-dramas. I love it in anime. I always pick the childhood best friend. But this manga right here made me hate the childhood best friend trope. And the thing is, Soshi's not a bad character. I like him, but my thing is, you've lived next to her all your life. You've known this girl for 15 years and she's 16. Oh my God. Even your brother knows you like her. Get it together, boy. Ugh, so annoying. Especially because she's telling you that she wants to be in a relationship. She wants to have a boyfriend. And none of the boys around her, from our knowledge, ever are enthralled with her at all. Nobody goes up to her, thinks she's cute. Nobody wants to go on a date with her. And she's down in the dumps about it. And you're a person that actually likes and cares for her. You go over to her house knowing that she doesn't know how to take care of herself, and you clean up the house. When she needs to eat, you got a job. You don't even need a job. Your brother said so. Y'all money is good. Your parents make good money that you don't need to work at all. And you can go over there, but you got a job making her get takeout so she can eat, bringing her over to the house and you cooking for her so she can eat. You like this girl. You had every literal instance to tell her that you like her, but you chose not to until she had to go get a freaking mail order bride robot. Ugh. We come to figure out later the reason why every guy she's ever liked before has knocked her down and been like, yeah, no, I don't want to date you, is because she's got a snake of a best friend that's like, I like messing girls up. I only want a man who's another girl's man. I like the drama. I don't care about that girl. Don't she know I'm prettier than her and all that stuff? And I don't know why back in the day mangas were always like, yeah, no girls, sisterhood, nothing. It's for the dogs. We here to fight, only for men. I don't get it. I don't understand why that it had to be that form of drama. Why couldn't the evildoer be somebody who wasn't supposed to be your best friend, who was supposed to be by your side, and the only person that's by your side is your significant love interest, which is crazy to me. And then Knight, oh Knight, he is my favorite character out of here. Best, well written, gave me all the feels, and he's so generous, which he's programmed to be, but still, he does come to actually fall in love with our main character, which is great. Contemplating his life, what he's made out to be, becoming something more than just a play robot for her, his own full-fledged person, which was great. I was like, ooh, we're going into the nitty-gritty in this manga. We're thinking about contemplating, what is it to be human? What is it to fall in love? How to break from the mold? Can I actually fall in love with somebody who technically wasn't real to begin with? But what his character ultimately turns into is like, if I was watching a TV show about two white people, a girl and a boy, that are on again, off again, and one of the characters gets a person of color, boyfriend or girlfriend, just to be there, understanding of their pain, just to make them ultimately think, no, I do need my white counterpart. That's what it feels like about Knight. That's what he's there for. He's just cannon fodder, and that pisses me off. It pisses me off so much because he's such a better character than both of them combined. Oh my God. And back to Rico, she's not a good character either, but she gets a pass because she's being manipulated and made fun of in the background behind who she thought was her best friend, but has been conniving and sabotaging her from getting a boyfriend this whole entire time by telling all the boys that she's a slut and only uses men to get money. It doesn't negate her from the things that she says, because when she goes over to Soshi's house for the first time in the first volume, she's like, it's real awkward. They're not talking to each other. And the first thing coming out of her mouth was, how long has your mom been dead? 3 years. Yo, what the heck is that about? What does that have to do with anything that's going on right now? That is so crass and out of pocket to say. She just says things that come out of her mouth first and then thinks about them later. But ultimately, Knight dies at the end, self-sacrificing himself for her, which is annoying. And she's like, I won't forget about you. You'll always be my first love, to ultimately just rebound with Soshi and stay with him for the rest of her life, because what's the main purpose between them? They're human. That's about it. That's really the only reason. She can't actually date an actual robot, but you went through this whole entire manga making me want her to date the robot, and that's what got me. That's what annoyed me so much. Again, ultimately, do I love Absolute Boyfriend? Yes, I do. It was a good read. It was a good 6 volumes. It's just the ending pissed me off so much, because it's like fast pace does a 180, so Soshi comes out as the main love interest. And that was the thing that got me so much, right? I love the journey of reading this manga, but I hated that ending because it felt like a waste. It felt like those 6 volumes were a waste of my time, right? Now, granted, I only wasted $4, ultimately $5 per volume. It's not that deep, right? It was a very good read. I liked it a lot. And if you were to ever see it in like a used bookstore, grab it up real quick, right? It was great in that regard. Just as a fair warning, that ending is going to suck. The ending for me sucked, but everything in between, gold. And that is ultimately how I feel about Absolute Boyfriend. I still kept my spoiler version pretty much vague. You could still read all 6 volumes and still get a bunch out of it, because I didn't tell you a bunch despite how it ends for the most part. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my first like legit YouTube video here. I want to do them once a month since I got to 100 followers on YouTube, and I'll do more if I get up to like 200. I'll do 2, 300, I'll do 3, 400, I'll do 4. I don't know about after that, more than once a week, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know what I'm going to do next month, but if you have suggestions, put them in the comments and I'll conjure something up. And if you can't wait a month to see me ramble and talk crap about another manga or anime, I put out a short every single day. I usually talk about manga and anime alike, sometimes K-pop, and doing little bit hauls about them, and the video games that I'm playing, like Infinity Nikki and Lads, Love and Deep Space. I just tried to pull for Caleb, and I did not get him. Ooh, still a little mad about that. If you can't wait for that, you can go on my TikTok. I have one exclusively for my speed paints, and that's the name of this channel, ShayShay358_2, or my miscellaneous one when I'm talking about anime and K-pop, which is just Shay Shay Sweets, like my banner. Last thing, and I'll let you go. The speed paint that you saw, I'm going to put up as stickers on my Redbubble. You can get all the characters together as a sticker, or you can get them separately. I'm planning to update it every week with new stickers from old speed paints that I've drawn, and the link is in the description with everything else. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Bye!